Hey guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 22, and today we're going to be using Andrea Dovizioso here in Misano for his final ever MotoGP race, and honestly it's been a surprising thing really. I mean, Andrea Dovizioso coming back this year, had high hopes for him. As goodness me, someone went down there just on the left hand side of the screen, and I can't believe it's over already. I was really expecting Andrea Dovizioso to do pretty well on board the Yamaha, but it is proving that Fabio Quartararo is doing unbelievable things on the Yamaha, and unfortunately Dovizioso's passion and love for MotoGP has come to an end. So it's going to be a great shame to not see Andrea Dovizioso anymore, but honestly, I was looking in the game and I thought, you know what, I really want to use Dovizioso when he was at his best and play with the Ducati from 2017 or 2018, and unfortunately I couldn't, so we're using the RNF Yamaha as we slip up at the inside, not just one, but two riders into Tremonto for turn 10 as well. Already have the lead with only using power setting 1 for Dovizioso here in Misano, so what a brilliant career it has been for Dovizioso. Now of course, one of those riders again that you think could have won a world championship in MotoGP but didn't, very similar to the likes of Dani Pedrosa. But one thing Dovi really needs credit for is the acceleration of the Ducati project. From GP15 is when we really saw the Ducati as a potential race-winning bike. It had been a long time since we've seen a race winner from the Ducati, and then 2016, the silly season of course, Andrea only getting the first win in Austria, but a lot of that was down to Dovizioso's brilliant performance on that Ducati. Of course, Nicky Hayden in there as well. Nicky Hayden was a great piece of Ducati in improving that bike, but Dovizioso really is the man who we've been synonymous with when we mention Ducati over the last couple of years. Obviously, everyone always thinks of Casey Stoner winning the World Championship in 2007 with the Italian manufacturer, but Dovizioso in recent years was the only man taking the fight to Marquez when he was at his prime, at his most dominant and unbeatable. And there was even a few times you actually generally considered Dovizioso beating Marquez for the World Championship. In hindsight, you think, no, never going to happen really, because Marquez was on another level, but he did come close quite a few times. And speaking of which, even Lorenzo was looking pretty good on the Desmosedici until he had some really nasty accidents, especially the one in the Chang International Circuit where he launched himself off the motorcycle with a bit too much rear brake after his ankle injury. But honestly, Dovizioso, really great rider, and one of my favourites I would say. His personality is probably not for everyone, a little bit distant to some people, but at the same time I do quite like that about some people where they just be themselves. There's no trying to be laughing it up for the camera, trying to hype up the crowd or anything. It's just he's being himself, and I always appreciate that. Someone who does his content only feeling about being himself, not trying to pretend or fake anything. Just being you is the best thing you can do. So Dovizioso, yeah, amazing. There's not really much more else I can say, honestly. I mean, that hasn't been said already. Looking at some of the stuff that I've seen recently, and there's been a lot of nice things said about Andrea Dovizioso. I do hope he pursues his career in some sort of MXGP or some sort of dirt cross or supercross or dirt biking of some description. I do really enjoy MX myself, and it would be good to see Dovizioso competing in some sort of motocross competition. But I guess we'll start talking about the race then so far, because here in Misano, 3.6 seconds clear of Aleix Espargaro, and Joan Mir just a little bit further behind. With power setting 1, we have really dominated this Grand Prix, and I kind of expected going in that this one would be a bit of a cakewalk. I did do a video a couple of days ago with Miguel Oliveira, which I actually didn't bother uploading in the end. I changed my mind and decided to use Andrea Dovizioso for this weekend, since it is his final MotoGP Grand Prix visit. But into the right hand side for 13, and then going into the difficult corner of 14 for Caro for the right hand side for the very tighter apex. I've just recently watched the Moto E race a moment ago. I must confess that Moto E has not been as entertaining as I would have wanted it to be this year, but Eric Granado dropping the bike down into that corner there into 14 kind of really squashed the whole championship for the Moto E, so I guess that's all said and done. A bit like Dovizioso's career now from the end of this video, but to the left hand side for turn 2 will go, and then change of direction for the right hand side. Not quite getting the lap time again, which was a 1:30.878, which is pretty decent considering I'm using power setting 1. And speaking of lap times and speaking of tracks in general, the Rising Stars competition is about to start, or it may already have started. I've yet to put my hat into the ring yet. I don't think I can compete with some of the guys who didn't quite make it to esport level, but I'll certainly have a go and maybe even record my attempts. But I did see they were looking at laps of 1:27s on the time trial, so if it's anything to go by, my power setting 1 attempt with 1:38.78 is not bad. I mean, bear in mind, if I'd probably tried power setting 3, I could at least gain a second or 2 on this lap time potentially, so doesn't put me too far away, but I don't think that we're going to see DrAce in the Rising Stars competition, but you better believe I'm going to have a good try nonetheless. I've tried it with most of them and always come up short. So one particular year I really gave it my all, and I think I was in the top 50, maybe a little bit lower, maybe a little bit higher, I don't really remember. And then I realised, yeah, I'm not going to get to the next stage, so I'll give it a good try, but then maybe I'll consider making YouTube content instead. It's like the failed esports journey. Don't get into esports, make a YouTube channel instead. So into turn 2 we go then. Another consistent lap time there, 1:31.449, just a couple of hundredths of a second away from the third lap, but still not back into the 1:30s yet, so a little bit off the pace somewhat as we go a bit wide into Rio there. Goodness me, a little bit of a scary moment there. I felt the bike actually tip away from us when I was using the rear brake, just stamping on it, just trying to slow down the Yamaha YZF-R M1, but we're not going to do that mistake again. Hopefully not into 14, or excuse me, turn 4, but now into Quercia, wide again. A little moment that just upsets the rhythm a bit. I do find that's one of my weaknesses. I get a little bit out of shape. It's hard to then get the focus back into it, to then put it to the back of your mind and then just charge on for the next couple of laps. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes not happening, and it didn't seem to really do me any favours this time around. But into the right hand side for Cavone, the difficult turn 11. Oh god, oh, I felt the bike go then. Oh goodness me, I just mentioned how I felt like, goodness me, wide again. Completely unsettled on this lap 5 of 7 in this particular Grand Prix. Goodness me, little bit of a moment there, calm down, rehabilitate and get back to it. But the Yamahas have had their moments this weekend here in Misano, watching the free practice and watching qualifying. Noticing Franco Morbidelli and Quartararo having big moments into turn 1, and even Quartararo struggling to stay within track limits towards Cavone and beyond. So, yeah, something to bear in mind if you're using the Yamaha around here in this fantastic San Marino GP. But a quick look at the top 8 right now. Dovizioso leading by 5 seconds. We're pretty much killing this one, aren't we? But Espargaro and Mir on the podium as it stands. Quartararo, Martin, Bagnaia, Zarco and Miller. So nice little flip-flop of teams there from Martin, Bagnaia, Zarco and Miller. So of course next year actually Andrea Bastianini getting the better of Jorge Martin and will be joining Pecco Bagnaia in the factory Ducati. And interesting enough, really, it's the best thing that could have happened because Martin already has a factory Ducati and now Andrea Bastianini has a factory Ducati, so I guess that makes a lot of sense. Now of course the prestige of wearing red and being in Gigi Dell'Ogna's outfit is absolutely an honour, isn't it? It's a privilege for a MotoGP ride. I think it's what everyone dreams, to get to either the factory Yamaha, factory Honda or even the factory Ducati, and I've probably got to say there's something very prestigious about the Ducati brand, so I think Andrea Bastianini is going to be absolutely elated, and Martin is a little bit disconsolate, but he shouldn't be. At the end of the day, he's still got a very excellent motorcycle there and a great package and a great team, so there's no reason he still can't be competitive. But I understand, you want more, he didn't get more, but he's still got enough, so he should be fine. But there we go then guys, back into the 1:31.4s at a very consistent pace apart from my minor error on the previous lap. Actually, numerous errors on that previous lap, so good to see we're back into the thick of it now. But we are closing to an end of this video with the final lap. I've actually rather enjoyed this little bit of a chin wag. It's something a little bit different for me. Didn't really commentate the Grand Prix as a change, so I hope you guys enjoyed the change of pace. Of course, straight back to it in the week, we've got some more career mode videos coming out. Breakdown guides for Mugello, I do believe it is, with Franco Morbidelli, and of course I've got some Ride 4 content to make as well. So guys, as always, don't forget to let me know in the comment section down below what you want to see next, if you're enjoying the videos, and be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I can't do it without your support, so certainly hit the button if you haven't done so already. But into Cavoni then for the final time of asking into turn 11. We are close to improving the lap time this time around, but I did fancy a bit of a wheelie towards the end of the race, so we'll see how we get on. Maybe if I'm going to be improving the lap time, I'll not bother, but we are close. 0.2 of a second, we're just disappearing off the pace ever so slightly. A little bit wider onto the entrance into turn 15 there, so I don't think we're going to be improving, but rest assured it would have been another low 131. So let's have a bit of a wheelie. Oh, I couldn't get the bike up. Oh god, I couldn't get the wheelie. My apologies, but guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.
Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.